What if true, undeniable attraction wasn't a hunt, but a gravitational pull you create just by existing? What if it required no performance, no pleading, and no empty words, but only a profound and permanent shift within your own core? This isn't a theory, it is the silent, observable reality for the man who has mastered his inner world. It is the unmistakable signature of the Sigma male, an energy that others can't help but feel, respect, and orbit. Welcome, gentlemen, to the Sigma male community. Today we are not discussing cheap tricks or manipulative tactics. We are decoding the fundamental laws of human magnetism, exploring the 11 principles that make the Sigma male a natural center of gravity. This is not about learning what to do but understanding who you must become. The attraction we speak of is not chaste. It is simply the natural consequence of a man who has built his own unshakable foundation, a man who lives by an internal code of strength and self-reliance, guided by the timeless wisdom of a stoic heart. 1. The gravity of unspoken resolve. Forget the loud pronouncements and the desperate fight for the spotlight that define the insecure. The Sigma male's power is of a different, more fundamental nature. It is found in the deep, resonant silence of his own certainty, a resolve that emanates from him like warmth from a fire. This is not the fragile ego of arrogance, but the solid bedrock of self-knowledge, an unwavering inner compass that has been meticulously calibrated not against the shifting winds of public opinion, but against his own unshakable truth. In any room, you can observe a subtle, almost unconscious reorientation as people feel this presence. It is a primal response to a man who is utterly unfazed by external validation or criticism, a man who does not seek approval because he has already granted it to himself. He is a fixed point in a world of chaotic motion, and that stability is profoundly magnetic. This is not a confidence that is worn like a costume. It is a confidence that has been forged in the solitary fires of self-examination and integrated into his very being. Imagine the immense, silent power of a tectonic plate shifting deep beneath the calm surface of the ocean. Its movement is unseen, yet it commands the tides and reshapes the world around it. This is the nature of the Sigma's presence. People feel this core stability on an intuitive level. They sense his immunity to panic, his refusal to be swayed by mob mentality or emotional contagion. This generates a powerful combination of safety and intrigue. Others are drawn to him not because of what he says, but because his very essence communicates strength, reliability, and the quiet promise of a man who can navigate any storm without losing his center. 2. The alchemy of protected energy. In a world that constantly demands your attention and drains your focus, the Sigma male understands a crucial principle. Your energy is your most valuable and finite currency. He doesn't operate like a social ATM, dispensing validation and attention to anyone who makes a withdrawal request. He guards his energy fiercely, not out of malice or arrogance, but out of a profound and radical self-respect. His social interactions are governed by a deliberate selectivity, his inner world a fortress with a drawbridge that is lowered only for those who are worthy of entry. This inherent scarcity is often mistaken for aloofness by the undiscerning, but it is, in fact, the very source of his high-impact presence. He understands that diluted energy is worthless energy. Think about the palpable difference in the quality of attention. When a man who is constantly seeking to please everyone gives you his focus, it feels light, scattered, and transactional. But when the Sigma male's attention finally lands on you, it is an entirely different experience. It is undiluted, genuine, and unburdened by any hidden agenda or need for reciprocation. It feels like being seen through flawless crystal rather than frosted glass. This curated, protected presence transforms his focus into a rare and valuable artifact. Every word he chooses to speak, every moment of connection he chooses to offer, vibrates with an undeniable weight and significance. People subconsciously recognize this value and are therefore deeply drawn to the man who makes them feel truly seen, not just glanced at. 3. Non-conformity as sacred code. Observe the masses. You will see them chasing trends, adopting popular opinions, and morphing their identities to fit the accepted molds, moving like a startled flock of birds that changes direction with every gust of wind. The Sigma male, however, moves to a different rhythm entirely, the steady, powerful beat of an internal drum. His style, his life path, his very thoughts are not crafted as a rebellion against the mainstream. They are simply the pure, unadulterated expression of an unbreakable covenant he has made with his authentic self. He doesn't waste energy actively rejecting the crowd. In most cases, he is so attuned to his own frequency that he simply doesn't hear its frantic demands. His path is his own, and that is all the justification he needs. This unwavering authenticity is rarely loud or boastful, yet it shines like a solitary lighthouse in the dense fog of social conformity. It is a quiet defiance that speaks volumes. People are instinctively and powerfully drawn to this quality, even if they cannot articulate why. They see a man who wears his individuality as effortlessly and as naturally as he wears his own skin. He serves as living proof that true power and freedom are not found in conforming to a pre-approved template, but in having the courage to silently and gracefully shatter the mold from within. This inspires a deep sense of admiration and intrigue, as people are magnetically drawn to the man who embodies the freedom they secretly crave for themselves. 4. Emotional architecture, the invisible fortress. A common and foolish misconception is that the Sigma male is emotionless or detached from his feelings. The reality is far more sophisticated. He is not emotionless. He is a master architect of his own inner landscape. Where others are slaves to every passing emotional whim, he has cultivated a profound emotional intelligence that he wields with the precision of a surgeon's scalpel, not the blunt force of a sledgehammer. This isn't about suppressing his feelings, which is a sign of weakness, but about understanding, processing, and mastering them through rational thought. He observes his emotions as a wise ruler observes his kingdom, with awareness and authority, but not with panicked reactivity. He chooses his response rather than letting the response choose him. Observe him in a moment of chaos, a tense negotiation, or a heated argument. You will notice a profound stillness at his core, a measured and deliberate response where others would erupt in a volcano of uncontrolled reaction. This creates an invisible aura of unflappable calm around him, an emotional sanctuary in a world that is constantly being consumed by emotional wildfires. People are not just attracted to this, they are desperate for it. They instinctively lean into his stability, feeling a sense of profound safety and clarity in his presence. He is the calm eye of the storm, the steady hand on the rudder. This groundedness makes others feel not only safe, but also deeply understood, as his emotional control allows him to see their situations with clarity rather than through a distorted lens of his own reactivity. 5. Deep currents, the introspective engine. Beneath the calm and composed surface of the Sigma male lies a vast, deep ocean of self-awareness. He is not afraid of solitude. He actively seeks it, for he understands that solitude is the laboratory where self-knowledge is forged. He consistently dives deep into his own psyche, not to drown in endless thought or melancholy, but to courageously map his own depths. He confronts his shadows, questions his motives, integrates the lessons from his failures, and forges an unshakable clarity in the quiet fires of introspection. This is not the self-indulgent navel-gazing of the weak. It is the rigorous, disciplined work of achieving complete self-possession. It is the practice of knowing thyself, the cornerstone of all wisdom. This relentless inner work translates directly into his external magnetism. It is the source of the unwavering certainty in his decisions, the resonant authenticity in his speech, and a profound, intuitive understanding of human nature that can only be gained by first understanding oneself. People sense this substance. They can feel the difference between a man who speaks from the shallow, polluted stream of reactivity and social programming, and a man who speaks from the deep, clear well of considered truth. They are drawn to the gravity of his substance, the feeling that his words and actions are rooted in something real and immovable. This is the magnetism of a man who has done the work, a man who has explored his own inner universe and returned with wisdom. You recognize this. Whether you feel these principles resonating within your own being or you have observed them radiating from the rare few who walk this path, you sense the undeniable difference. This isn't about adopting a superficial label or playing a role. It is about recognizing the irresistible pull of integrated power. The world is starved for genuine authenticity, for this specific high-frequency state of being. If you are watching this video, it is because you are either profoundly drawn to this energy or you are already actively cultivating it within yourself. Pay close attention to that feeling of resonance. This is the blueprint of an influence that transcends all effort and speaks directly to the core of human instinct. 6. Effortless fluidity, the art of adaptable presence. The Sigma male is no rigid, brittle monument to his own principles. He is like water, powerful yet adaptable. He has the remarkable ability to flow through constantly shifting social and situational landscapes without ever losing his essential nature. Watch him navigate the chaotic energy of a loud party, the intellectual rigor of a business meeting, or the quiet tension of a one-on-one confrontation. You will see the same core of unshakable calm, the same self-possessed essence, simply adapting its form to suit the environment. This is not the chameleon-like fakery of someone who changes their identity to please others. It is a supreme form of environmental intelligence, a testament to his inner stability. He can fit into almost any situation without ever feeling the desperate need to belong to it. This radiates a versatile and approachable strength that has a calming effect on everyone around him. People are magnetized by this graceful resilience. In a world where most people are either rigidly dogmatic or weakly pliable, the Sigma presents a third option. The man who can bend without breaking, who can engage without being consumed. Others are drawn to his ability to remain unshaken, centered, and authentically himself, no matter how much turbulence the external world throws at him. This adaptability is not a compromise of his character, but the ultimate expression of its strength. 7. The irreducible self, beyond neediness. If you were to distill the magnetism of the Sigma male down to a single irreducible element, it would be his radical and profound lack of neediness. He does not need your approval to feel worthy. He does not need your attention to feel seen. He does not need your validation to know his own value. This is not a cold, sociopathic indifference. It is the quiet confidence of profound inner completeness. He has done the inner work to find his worth within himself, and so he does not need to desperately seek it from the outside world. This self-contained wholeness is the rarest and most attractive quality a man can possess in our modern world. Imagine the sheer power and freedom that this projects. Every interaction he engages in becomes a generous offering, not a desperate plea. He speaks to you not because he needs something from you, but because he has something to share. He connects not to fill a void within himself, but to genuinely engage with another human being. People feel this absence of energetic hunger on a deep, instinctual level. It stands in stark, powerful contrast to the pervasive low-level neediness that saturates almost all social dynamics. They are drawn to this self-contained energy like moths to a steady, unwavering flame, sensing the rare and beautiful authenticity of a man who is truly, completely, and irrevocably enough all by himself. 8. Intentional silence, the loudest statement. Our world is terrified of silence. People scramble to fill every empty space with nervous chatter, trivial observations, and meaningless noise, fearing the void of quiet. The Sigma male, however, understands that silence is not a void, it is a canvas. He wields it as a powerful and deliberate instrument of communication. His pauses in conversation are not awkward or hesitant. They are intentional, pregnant with presence, and rich with meaning. He understands that true wisdom is economical. He speaks only when his words carry more weight and value than the silence they are replacing, which ensures that each utterance lands with profound and memorable impact. This mastery of quiet creates an unmistakable aura of depth, confidence, and mystery. It forces others to slow down, to stop their own frantic inner monologue, and to genuinely listen. It subtly shifts the power dynamic of any conversation, compelling others to lean in, to strain to catch the next pearl of thought from the man who is comfortable in his own quiet. His silence isn't empty, it is a resonant chamber that amplifies the power of his presence and the weight of his eventual words. In a world full of noise, the man who can command silence commands attention. He demonstrates that the most powerful statements are often the ones that are never spoken. 9. The allure of unfalsifiable depth. The magnetism we are describing ultimately bypasses conscious thought and logical analysis. It is not something that people can easily break down on a checklist. Instead, it triggers a primal, visceral, gut-level recognition. It is like a pheromone of the soul, an energy signature that communicates authenticity, stability, and power directly to the subconscious mind of others. People often cannot articulate precisely why they are so drawn to the Sigma male. They will use vague words like, "he has a presence," or, "there's just something about him." What they are responding to is the deep, intuitive feeling of being in the presence of unwavering inner truth. This attraction is instinctual because it cannot be faked. You can pretend to be confident, you can mimic stoic behavior, but you cannot fake the deep resonance of a man who is truly self-possessed. This is the allure of unfalsifiable depth. It's a subconscious pull toward someone whose entire being broadcasts a signal of stability, capability, and genuine power in a world that is drowning in performative facades and fragile egos. This is why the attraction is so often described as instant. It's not a slow burn of getting to know someone's personality, it's an immediate recognition of their core energy. 10. Controlled burn, passion without possession. Do not mistake the Sigma's emotional control for a lack of passion. His passions run incredibly deep, but his fire is not an uncontrolled wildfire that consumes everything and everyone in its path. It is a controlled burn, a focused and powerful forge. He cares with a quiet intensity about his mission, his craft, his core values, and the very few people he allows into his inner circle. This passion manifests as an unwavering dedication, a silent intensity, and a profound loyalty that feels solid and earned, rather than volatile and demanding. It is passion guided by reason, the Stoic ideal. This contained power is intensely magnetic. The world is full of people whose passion is merely a mask for desperate clinginess, possessiveness, and frantic, unstable energy, all of which are deeply repulsive. The Sigma male offers the opposite. He radiates the pure heat of genuine passion without the scorching burn of neediness or the threat of emotional instability. People are drawn to this because it promises depth without the danger of drowning. It is the allure of a man who can love deeply, care intensely, and pursue his goals with relentless fire, all while maintaining his own powerful self-contained center. 11. The 11th law. Magnetism is a byproduct, not the goal. This, gentlemen, is the final law, the master key that unlocks all the others. The Sigma male does not try to be attractive. He does not wake up in the morning and consult a list of magnetic traits to perform. He becomes inherently, irresistibly, and instantly attractive by ruthlessly and relentlessly focusing inward on his own growth and self-mastery. His magnetism is simply the natural byproduct of his authenticity. It is the exhaust fumes of his self-development, the shadow that is inevitably cast by a man of substance. Every single trait we have discussed today, the unspoken resolve, the protected energy, the non-conformity, the emotional architecture, is a natural consequence of his deep and uncompromising alignment with his own truth. He is not playing a game with social dynamics. He is living his life with such unwavering integrity that his very existence naturally bends the social gravity around him. Therefore, the ultimate lesson is this: stop chasing the effect and start cultivating the cause. Stop trying to appear attractive and start the real, difficult, and rewarding work of becoming a man of profound value. True, lasting, and instantaneous attraction is not something you hunt. It is the universe's applause for the man who has had the courage to become irreducibly, unapologetically, and completely himself. We have reached the core of the matter. These 11 laws are not a checklist to be memorized. They are a mirror reflecting the man you are capable of becoming. Attraction is not a pursuit. It is a consequence of your character, your discipline, and your unwavering commitment to your own path. This is the truth we explore here, the foundation upon which this entire community is built. This is the Sigma male community, a place for men who are done with the superficial and are ready for the profound. If this message resonated with you, not as mere entertainment but as a deep, undeniable truth, then your engagement is more than just a click. It is a statement. Let us know in the comments which of these 11 laws resonated most powerfully with you. Your insights build the strength of this community. For those who are already with us, I urge you to turn on your notifications because our work here is far from over. And if you are new here and you feel that call to a higher standard, to a life of authentic power, then join us. Click subscribe and become part of a movement of men dedicated to relentless self-mastery. Do not just watch the journey. Begin it. Remember the ultimate law: do not chase. Simply become.